I got to turn my volume down on this.
All right. Here we are. Let me pull up my comments. Excellent. Got a few people filtering in. It is a Wednesday after all. But yeah, welcome to session number 2, Cerberus Sessions. And this is a non-hydra session. And what we do is we focus on album sides as opposed to jumping up and down and doing single songs. And tonight, I got my guest, Hydra brother Randy. He's here tonight with us. What's up, Randy?
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love. No autographs. What's up, Mick? Charlie's in the house. Mick's in the house. We got some people filtering in. Let's see what we can get going on in the middle of the week here.
All the usual suspects.
Yeah. Mick's always around, man. He's always good to hang. So, yeah, tonight we've got some psych. We're going to be playing some general psych. I got some early 70s psych. I think Randy's got some. What era you got, Randy? Psych. What era are you playing?
67 and 70. So
there you go.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun.
Hey, what's up, Chris? Yeah, we're gonna play some hippie music, but it's not dippy music. It's not hippie dippy. I wouldn't even call it hippie music. I don't think so.
Well, mine is Partridge Family and the Osmonds.
There, yeah. Yeah, so tonight I played this before, but I'm going to play a little bit of Killing Floor.
Nice one.
It's got a little bit of blues influence, but I kind of omitted the blues part, and I'm sticking to the psych part of the LP. So, yeah, this is Killing Floor, Out of Your Anus. So I'm going to play.
I think every psych album had a couple blues tunes in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, and that's got a couple.
Yeah.
And then Randy actually turned me on to these guys, Dark.
Yeah.
This is Dark Round the Edges. Randy, I know, loves Dark. This is some British psych, early 70s. And I'm going to play, because I omitted one song on side 2 for Killing Floor, I'm going to play last song, side 1, and then all of side 2 from Dark.
Sweet.
And that's some killer British psych. So, if you want, you can go first, Randy. Why don't you show the people what you're going to play?
All right. Well, everybody knows the Partridge Family. So this is their first album. This is The Beat of the Earth, 1967, California, Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to play the B-side of both these albums. So
I actually know that band. I found them on YouTube.
Yeah.
They got some cool cover art.
Yeah, it's killer.
I didn't know they were American, though.
Yeah, Orange County, California. All right.
Awesome. So you got a couple. Isn't that interesting that the tracking, the way it goes, is typically on these older albums, the B-side is always stronger? Wonder why that is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like when I was going through some of these, because a lot of them, it's been a while since I heard them, and I'm doing the track testing, and he's like, yeah, this sounds good. And then boom, it goes into a real dud. I'm like, shit, I can't play that.
Yeah.
But this is a cool album.
Well, let me get you set up. Get our audio settings.
Let me check my volume here.
Go.
Yeah, just let me know up or down
All
with the volume when I start it.
There we go. You're all set, Randy.
Are we good?
Ready to go. Good evening. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Sit back and relax. Got some killer fucking psych for you tonight. Cerberus Sessions.
You know, and you can see. Find them all, and you're all to me.
He's not.
Man, that was great, dude.
Yeah, it's killer, right?
Man, that shit is trippy. I didn't expect the trippy shit, man.
Yeah, I wanted to play. What is that? The Freak Scene, but I don't have it on. I don't have a stereo copy, so it's not as cool, you know. If you're listening
Right.
to headphones.
Yeah, we got some more people here. Paul's here. Zeb's here. Eric stopped by. Who else we got? Harry stopped by. Everybody's hanging out tonight, man. They're digging the vibe.
Peace and love, man. Peace and love.
Peas. Peas? You mean like peas?
Yeah, peas and love, peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots, baby. Awesome. That was great, Randy. I'm going to jump in here.
Yeah, let me turn my turntable on.
And I'm going to play a bit of Killing Floor out of Uranus. I'm going to say it the scientific way. It doesn't sound like I'm saying out of your anus. Yeah, this is out of Uranus. These guys are good. Some good up-tempo stuff. It's a good yin and yang we got going tonight, because this is everything I picked tonight generally has an up-tempo thing going on. So
Yep.
I think it's going to work out quite well. Yeah, this isn't a Karma Press. This isn't an OG, but it sounds really fucking good. Again, I don't know why people dump on a Karma so much, because I've had pretty good luck with them so far.
Unless you're an audiophile, they sound great. I mean, a lot of people say they're recorded from CD, but they sound good, so who cares? I think mine's on a Karma also.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I got that set up, and let me tune this up here, and we'll get started, man. So I omitted the first, which is pretty bluesy. And then what I'm going to do is my next one that's coming up after Randy spins the second side, it's going to be dark around the edges, and that's going to be last song side 1 and all of side 2, since I omitted one song from side 2 on Killing Floor. So here we go. Enjoy, guys. And I already got this pre-set up, so there ain't going to be any fuck-ups. I got it set in neutral.
Trickle down my face, I thought it hurt.
power I can use. Lost alone, me and you, trying hard to know what to do. I've tried so hard to know what to do. I'm gonna find a new way, even if it hurts. We play, we try a new way. Every night, me and you trying hard to know what to do. Yeah, I've tried so hard to know what to do. I'm gonna find a new way, even though it hurts.
Top notch, man.
Pretty good shit. Got that nice mix of psych and blues in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to find my peace of mind. comes at evening tide. No paranoid thought's gonna bring me down. My home's my home, my home's my town. My home, my home, my home, my home. Get stoned, get stoned, get stoned, get stoned. There's a chick named Annie, you can take it all. You tell her the nice and she'll let you ball. You can smoke, you can drink, you can run around. It's my home's my home, my home's my town. My home, my home, my home, my home. Get stoned, get stoned, get stoned, get stoned.
Drum solo! Stoned.
That's killer, man.
When that milkman calls, I'm out That milkman calls, I'm out at my work. He take my woman and leave my milk behind. That milkman's so big, yeah, Lord, he's oh so tall. That milkman's so big, yeah, Lord, he's oh so tall. She gets his loving and make me feel a fool. I try to get myself to you. Don't understand a thing you do. I feel it burning deep inside. I want you to be my life. Lord. Myself to you. Don't understand the thing you do. I feel a burning deep inside. I want you to be my life. When I caught that milkman laying in my bed. When I caught that milkman laying in my bed. Rolling my woman, man. Rolling my woman, and now his milk is bad.
Oh yeah, killed it.
Pretty badass, huh, man?
I love it. Only a drummer would pick an album with a drum solo. I mean, drum solos are as cool as like a bag of ice. You know what I
Right?
mean?
Tell me about it. We need to bring them back. That's what I'm telling you. The drum
You do.
solo's got to come back.
That's right. I liked it, man.
There you have it. Side 2 of Killing Floor.
Yeah, you know what's? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what's so cool about listening to this stuff is I forgot how good that album was. You know what I mean? Shit gets shelved, and it gets shelved for a long time, and then you forget what you got. You know?
Yeah. No, it's good to revisit, man.
Oh,
Sometimes people spend a little too much time buying and not enough time revisiting what they already have.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I think there's one guy on this panel right now that probably is guilty of that.
I know it. Me and my wife just had a talk about this.
Again, another talk.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because I always say, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I'm just gonna listen because I got so much fucking music, man. You can't possibly listen to it all in a lifetime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we had this bet, you know, and I told her, I said, Kim, I've listened to every record I've ever bought, every one, at least once.
You can't argue that, man.
But it's true. I did, you know.
Yeah.
Some of it,
Yeah.
it is. Don't let your collections get too big, people. Really, don't do it. Keep it under 1,000, and you'll enjoy it for life. You know.
Yep. Yeah, we got some more people to come in. Muse here.
Yeah.
Ash is here.
Ash.
Brown dog. What up, dog? So why don't you tell us what you got up next, Randy?
All right. I'm kind of going in the same direction as you did here. I got some progressive psych from London, England. Yeah, Stray.
Ooh.
And we're gonna play the B-side on this one also.
Ooh. Yeah.
And this is
Feeling
not
that.
an original. Well, it's original, but it's a second press. So it does have the the cutout here.
I like that cutout. It's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's all you, Randy.
All right, here we go.
Shutting her down. Good to see you, people. Thanks for hanging out on a Wednesday, man. Appreciate it. Uh-oh. I had the same problem. Good evening, people. Hope you're enjoying your Wednesday night, because we sure are. Thanks for stopping by.
Life's alright, it's only what you make it. If you got a chance, then you gotta take it. Something in your way, you better
I love that shuffle. That shuffle is badass.
Yesterday's promises made with thoughtless words. Perhaps tomorrow's loneliness will find a lover there. And what if the lover's heart should turn to stone and hate? But everyone will find someone one day, someday. Can we ever realize what
Man, that song came to an end 5 times. You know?
Holy shit. Every time you think it's over, he comes back in with another fucking solo.
Yeah, great.
That was awesome, dude.
I love that album, man. That's so killer. Now, the first side's as good as the second, but the second, to my ears, has a couple better tracks. You know?
That drummer is bad ass, man.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, that song, it for like if you were really stoned, it'd be great because you're coming down. Okay, it's almost over, and then boom, they get right back into it. That's like 4 or 5 times, man. Oh shit!
Awesome shit. Yeah, everybody's talking about Alice Cooper now. We're not playing any Alice Cooper tonight, so yeah. So next up, I'm going to play a little bit of again. Randy turned me on to these guys. Dark English psych rock.
Martin Weaver, man. If you guys don't know what Martin Weaver, check him out.
Go to his YouTube channel. He has like 12 people subbed.
Yeah, he really does.
But yeah, I'm going to play side 2 from Dark. And it's just badass. It's kind of like stick to your ribs kind of psych.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the same kind of flow as what you just played. It's got this kind of up and down thing. Just when they hit the bottom, they kind of get a little flighty. They jump right back up into the hard psych and heavy fuzz guitar.
It's called Mess With Your Mind music,
Really,
man.
just totally fucking with your mind, man. You're not going anywhere. You know, you just put your head down to sleep, boom, they wake you back up again.
You know, I just got in that argument with people over the years, like some of the harder rock I play. They're like, that's not psych. But you have to really listen to it to understand it, man. You know what I mean? Just like we talked about the ups and downs, that was totally psychedelic, man. You know?
Totally. Why? It's a wide genre. It's got a huge umbrella underneath. Yeah. Because you can end up with some blues elements. You can end up with some pop elements. And it all comes back to psych. It's that guitar and that flow that comes with it, you know.
Right on.
Really good shit. So yeah, let me get set up here. And we'll put on side 2 from Dark.
Nice.
Randy Edges. One of my favorite psych albums, thanks to Randy. Oh, here we go. What do you got? Music in the background, Randy?
The TV's not too far off. Sorry, guys. I'm going to mute.
There you go. All right, here we go. Good evening, everybody. Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait, I didn't want to play that. Hold on. I wanted to play the last song on side 1 and then side 2. Hold on, let me flip this over. Okay, now we're good. There we go. All right. Good evening, people.
Floating down through the trees, landing smack upon a raging sea, and then down below get stuck in oil. I'll move before my blood starts to boil. In case I see something I'll then regret. Everybody likes a little baby. Don't you tell me now that that's a lie. But what I don't understand is why, when that child grows up, he's made to cry. Couldn't they just sit and work it out now? Stream fast now that the plug has blown, like a lava flow in every home. Words of wisdom, nowhere can they be seen. All I want to do is wipe the slate clean. Stream fast now that the plug has blown, like a lava flow in every home. Words of wisdom, nowhere can they be seen. All I want to do is wipe the slate clean. Seem to cross the mystic rise that we're left inherited each night. On the pillow dance the ghosts of millions, people that we thought long since departed. Now before my eyes I see our death.
Good evening, people.
I was sitting by your back door, heard your front door slam, waiting for you to call inside your cat. I knew the scene you create would be one of havoc, but that was the chance I had to take. I can't live without you, woman, now. I can't live without you, girl, and how. You open your back door, tear on your face. Cats disappeared without a trace. your kind. I knew the scene you create would be one of heaven, but that was a chance I had to take. I can't live without you, woman, now. I can't live without you, girl, and how?
Good evening, people. Hope you're enjoying it. Now it gets dark. Dude,
Do I hear an amen? Wow.
that last song fucking kills me every time. That fucking crazy distorted.
That is some heavy guitar there, man.
That album, it stuck to my ribs like just about no other Psych album I've ever fucking heard. There's something about that, like the Up and Down we were talking about. Like they get mellow and then there's insane fucking guitar and fuzz and distortion and crazy fucking drums.
And his albums, you know, if you go, you know, from Dark to Wicked Lady, you hear that stuff, and it's always different, man. You know what I mean? Every album is changing, but even to this day, he's in that band. Him and his buddy. It's called Doctors in Space. I think I've played a few of those. Incredible guitar and I don't want to say drums because I think the stuff they record Doctor's Space just like it's all recorded like drum sets and stuff
right
like that. But
yeah, definitely,
sure.
John. That's probably one of the standout tracks on the album. Actually, it's crazy that's the last song, side 2. I mean, that should have been a side 1 track. It just blows my mind the way they used to track things back in the day because it was always the most killer shit was on side B all the fucking time.
Yep.
Absolutely, Ash. That was a total acid trip, man. And absolutely, Sam. That was definitely awesome. That's an album that just gets me rocking all over the room, man. Because I like the ebb and flow to it, man. It's really cool. So yeah, I put the link out. Come on up and chat for a little bit. We got a little bit of time to hang out still tonight. I know it's a Wednesday and all, but you know we're grown-ups here. We can handle it. So come on up and hang out, John. Excellent set, Randy. I love the I love that.
It was fun, you know. Another thing I like about this Hydra and this session here is that it gets you to revisit the records, man, you know, because I go through them all the time. What am I going to play? And I pulled out hundreds. I had them sticking halfway out, you know, and I just couldn't make my mind up because I wanted to give something like that classic, you know, that heavy 67s psych, you know, and then something more progressive, you know. I mean,
yeah,
like you said, it's all over the place.
Yep.
Psychedelic music's it's in everything, you know.
Yep. Nick, if you can come up, if you got a good signal, come on up. Eddie, if you're still around, brother, come on up. I know John's going to come up in a few minutes and hang out. Really great session, Randy. Appreciate you hanging out tonight with us, man.
Nah, I appreciate you inviting me, man. It's an honor. Fun stuff, you know.
It's great. It's great. Just trying to make the people happy, man. We just want to share. Yeah. This is what I said since the very beginning of the reason that I even started making videos on YouTube was for one reason and one reason alone. And it's a cyclical thing. It's to turn people on to really good fucking music that they may not know. And also reciprocally to be turned on to good music that I've never fucking heard before. And, you know, the impetus of the whole situation is that alone. To turn people on to good shit and to be turned on to good shit. And it's never fucking ended since I started. And this Cerberus session and the Hydra sessions, it just kind of boosts that whole idea. That's exactly what we do. Just with the three of us alone when we do Hydra, we're always turning each other on to new music that I haven't heard before every fucking time, without fucking doubt.
So I like the speech, but you can't tell me you don't like puppets in the VC, man. Come on.
Puppets? Finger puppets? They have their charm. In certain places, they have their charm for sure. But like Ash was saying, Ash says that's why he comes here. And that's the exact reason why I want people to come here. It's not so much for the dick jokes and the finger banging content. Yep. It's about fucking music. You come here, you chill out, you talk about music, you listen to music. We're not going to talk over it. We want you to hear what we're putting out. We want you to absorb what we're putting out. We want you to enjoy it. We want you to go seek out this new music and new genres and find a whole new branch on that tree that you can really suck off of for a long time.
That's right.
Right. Dave gets it. Sam gets it. That's what it's about, right, Sam? It's about learning about new music that you haven't heard. Whether it's 10 years old, 3 years old, or 45 years old, the same thing applies every single time. It's about new shit and finding new shit. And I've learned so much from you, Randy, and I've learned so much from John and so many other people in the VC.
Yeah, vice versa.
Just excellent, versatile tastes in music, and it never seems to end. And that's what I love about it. This is a never-ending journey, man. That's what I love about it.
That's going to be my next contest. Give me 10,000 albums that you were turned on to in the VC, man. Because it's true. It's true, man. I mean, it's just never ending, man. You know, you go to channels and you never heard the stuff, you know. So what do? You go buy it and go to the next channel and bam.
Exactly. That's what I love the most about it, Randy. So when someone tells me, hey, I picked up this LP, I heard it on your stream, I saw you make a video about it, I fucking love, you know, it just gives me chills, you know what I mean? That you can impart that kind of thing in people. And if it's a new genre that they haven't really revisited or visited at all, it's a whole new world for them.
Yep.
There's dozens and dozens and dozens of bands within that genre that you may have never heard before, and it's your collection is going to expand. It's just exponential expansion is when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's a beautiful thing. That's what the VC was founded on. It's not so much puppets and dick jokes. It's more about what you can learn from people. It's a cyclical thing. It's reciprocal. I love it. It's the fucking greatest thing ever. And the day that stops happening for me is the day that I stop putting any time into this mess.
Yep. I'm out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you, like, over the years how much, you know, like you said, I turned you on to dark, but somebody turned me on to it in here, you know. I mean, that was like, for a while there, everybody was showing that dark album, you know. I'm like, man, you know, because they always talked about how heavy it was. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to like it that much, you know, because I was big time into the, you know, the peace, love, and hippie psychedelic at that time. You know? But damn, man, all this hard rock, you know, I mean, it's all rock and roll when it comes down to the nuts and bolts. It's all rock and roll, you know.
It is.
Forget about the genres, people. Just love the music. You know?
That's right. That's right. Speaking of love and music, here's John.
Hey, boys.
Hydra.
Look at us. Here we are again.
Sounded great tonight, man. That last track was killer.
Pretty badass.
Man,
absolutely. Yeah, Old School says the VC is way different now. It actually is. But if you go back to the roots of the VC, you can still find the same people doing the same exact thing in the same room, in the same fucking chair. A lot of it did not go away. You just got to, it's a little harder to find nowadays because there's been a lot of this added production values and extreme editing and, you know, video clips and needle drops. And I just like, what I like about the Old School VC is the guy sitting in his room showing a record that he picked up, and you see the excitement in this guy's eyes. He wants to share. It's a constant learning process, right, John? I mean, it never ends if you know what to look for.
To me, it's all about personality and the music they're showing. You know, you know, it doesn't matter about, like you said, the editing, the production, the subs, the this or that. You know, you got a guy, you like the way his personality is, you like what records he's showing, and it's a good channel. You know.
Yeah. A lot of people feel like Old School says. He says too many jealous people. That's why he doesn't show his thrift store stuff anymore. I think it's a really fucked up situation when somebody breaks your balls about the shit you're finding at a thrift store. No matter how rare or how common it may be, it's the love of what you're doing that matters the most.
Hey, Old School, I'll tell you about him. The love of him. He got his, I don't know if he got his nose broke, but he got punched so some guy over his shoulder could get the record he just pulled out at a thrift store. This is a true story, man.
Wow. It's insane.
Crazy,
it's insane. Man. Well, I've never punched anybody in the nose before, but I've definitely done a little gentle nudging.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Excuse
for
me.
a record.
Excuse
I mean,
me.
even if it's $100 record, I'm not gonna, I could, I'm not gonna punch someone for $100.
No.
Yeah, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah,
60, 70 bucks. Yeah, not 100.
What's up, Eddie?
What's up, Ed? How you
guys?
feeling, brother?
Feeling good, man. Feeling real good.
Getting
Feeling
over your
better?
sickness? You okay?
Yeah, man. This last round of meds I took last week really took me over and got me out of what I was going through and feeling better. Finally went back to work, so I'm back at work.
Nice.
So it's all good, man.
That was
Bye.
a while, wasn't it? That
Good.
thing took you down pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
I mean,
something
I
to tell you,
took off
Eddie.
2 weeks after, but 2 weeks after that, I still had, body aches and, flu-like symptoms that would just not go away.
Yeah.
You ready for this, Eddie? I'm actually going to do an album spotlight. I'm going to spin this whole fucking album next week, man.
Holy shit, you got it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's on like silver kind of speckled vinyl. It fucking
Oh,
sounds
nice.
great, dude. Yeah, it sounds
Far
fucking
out.
great. So this
Cool.
is going to be a future spotlight LP where I'm going to spin this whole album back to front. It's a German 3-piece. Drummer plays and sings. It's fucking great, man.
Yeah. I got this in earlier this week. The last Eric Wagner record he put out. The guy from
What is
Trouble,
Yeah, tell us about Eric Wagner.
ex-singer of Trouble and The Skull.
Oh,
And
okay.
this
I
is
know the skull.
last record he put out before he passed away. Or the last record they put out before he passed away. So I haven't
Eric-
even opened it yet. I need to give it a spin, but I always liked his voice, man. He always had such a unique and great voice.
Yeah, I love his
wow.
voice. The skull stuff was good too.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
really good shit. Awesome.
That shit gives you music wood.
What's that?
Yeah, Ash says he digs it. Great voice. I think I saw who showed it recently. I think I saw it on, where did I see it? Instagram or on YouTube or somewhere? Somebody just found a Foo Fighters LP, and I don't know if it was at the thrift store, but somebody picked up an OG. They found an OG recently that I saw. I can't remember where I saw it though. But that's kind of a rare thing to find anything like that. And
Yeah.
You'll get lucky once in a while, but I think most stuff has been picked over already. A lot more people got into collecting vinyl. People start finding out the value of it. So,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and even the thrift stores. I mean, they're putting most of their good stuff online anymore. You never.
Yeah, I guess you got to go there daily and early in the morning.
Yeah.
And I can't do that. Anytime
That's
I'm there,
exactly
it's already
right.
taken through.
it's
Yeah,
an everyday
I'm at a
thing, man.
point with Space Wise that I rather have a $10 record than 10 $1 records.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people show cheap finds, whatever that's your thing. But some people make gold out of a mountain of shit. They find
When
crap and they're just like, oh, I found it because it's cheap. But is it cheap or is it something you really like?
Yeah, when I used to go to the record stores in the 90s, I would just bring home bags of records because there was so many $3 records, and they were decent rock records, but then your collection's not so good. Now most of my purchases are online, so they're specifically good records, and now my collection is basically, I mean, there's a couple stinkers in there, but it's all good records surrounding me. Every one is a good record with a few exceptions.
Space becomes an issue,
Yeah.
man, and yet you have to get, well, what do I really want?
Yeah, it's all quality instead of like, oh, I need Robert Plant's solo record because it's $1. It's
Yeah.
a decent record, but I don't need 40 of those type of records or
Right,
hundreds.
right. I mean, how many people here have had? Let's just throw a number on it. 1,000 records, 700 of them were absolute shit.
Or
I mean,
just
at one point,
mediocre,
it's about numbers, and as you start to collect and understand what it is you really want to do, it ends up being about quality. That's
Yeah.
what John was saying. He'd rather buy one album a month than buy 15 albums a week. And just to say he's got 1,500 records in there, or 1,000, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. It's
And
I mean-
well, go ahead, Randy.
no. Go ahead.
I'll say down here the pickings are bad, man. I have one outlet that they sell used stuff, and I mean their selection is total crap. I mean the records are beat to shit. They're not even stored correctly. They're stacked on top of each other. Usually it's the Johnny Mathis Christmas, all that kind of crap. So it's like, why am I going to waste my time? And I'd rather waste my time online looking for something I really like.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And when you're 25, you're like, I'll listen to this one day. You get this media, but now I'm 50. I'm not going to listen to this record. There's too much music out there.
See, that's where I'm at. At my age, I'm thinking, what do I like, and what I probably go back to, and those are the ones I'm putting out for sale, or I'm putting a bunch together too. I'm probably going to go to a record show this summer and get rid of some stuff. But
there you go.
Yeah, you can't have it all forever because you always got more coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you gone to the record store hoping you'd find something? You don't find anything, and you feel like obligated to walk out with something, and that's used to be like the impetus
even
of my
thrift
collection.
Store does that. Like if it's all garbage, you still look for the best one of the garbage, and you think you got deal. And then once you take it home, you realize next to the good records, it's crap. But
it's terrible.
Yeah, that's true too, man. Yeah.
Like I said, it all just depends where you are, what part of the state you are. There's some places that have great, Goodwills and people find good stuff, especially the people in California, like LA.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of mine broke it down. He goes, Eddie, remember at one point, every major record label was headquarters here in LA. He goes, a lot of those reps would get boxes of promos to give out. And sometimes they wouldn't even give them out. They would go and trade them to the Goodwill or set them off to the side. He goes, that's why you hear people finding, promos of Slayer, Rain in Blood, boxes of them. Some guy, I think he was working somewhere, and they told him, go get rid of all of this. And it was boxes. He opened them up. They were all sealed copies of Rain in Blood.
Wow.
Crazy. Wow. That's funny, Eddie, you said that, because back in the 80s, when Grace Under Pressure came out from Rush, most people I knew hated it because they were more in 2112 and that kind of thing.
Yeah, they were done by that record. Yeah.
Guy had a case of these fucking records. They ended up all over town. Everybody had at least 5 copies. We're making clocks out of them and shit and throwing them as Frisbees across the fucking park.
I told that same story. I lived on this street, like one of these old 50s neighborhood where they all look the same, all the houses. And there was a train track, right? And over the train track, there's a bunch of industrial buildings over there. And we went into this, or one of the guys that lived down the street in this apartment complex, he comes over the tracks with this big box, and he opened it up, and it was a bunch of Journey records, but it was early, before they made it big time,
Yeah, there would have been cutouts,
Yeah, we were pretty young, and so he gave everybody one, and then the rest of them, we did exactly that, man. We opened them up, and they were Frisbees. We just tossed them,
But you remember the cutouts in the 80s. I mean, there would be stacks, this much of one album, this much of one album, with either the drill holes or the saw, and they were good albums. You'd see Kiss solo records or, things.
But that was our thing after that. It was called the Handelman Company, and I don't know if they pressed them, but they packaged them, and those whole boxes were in the dumpster. So that was our thing after that, man. Every night we'd run over to the dumpster. So
they're pressing records by 50,000, 20,000, stuff like Aerosmith was still in print every year,
Right.
Yeah. They would just press another 20,000 of Get Your Wings or whatever it is.
Right.
That first Dust record was a cutout. They pressed too many of them. That was in the cutout bins.
No shit.
You'll see them with. I don't even know if mine is, but you'll see it with the razors with the saw through it. So you think they pressed or it didn't sell or whatever, but it was too many of them. That was $1 record.
Isn't it amazing looking back on that shit, realizing that kind of shit were cutouts now? What are they going for now? I bet you Eddie has to know.
Even if you're overpressed by 5,000, that's a lot of records. You got to get rid of to these chain stores.
I wonder what the last year they did cutouts in, because it surely isn't now.
They used to do CDs.
Yeah,
remember
Yeah,
they
they
punched a hole
They
through
punched
it.
through it.
90s. Yeah.
yeah.
like burn a hole in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well, the
remember
ref were
finding a
giving
Nevermind
boxes so they
CD.
can go give them out. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You pick up anything lately, John or Aaron?
Yeah, I got that Mountain Witch. Which Mountain Witch? Not Witch Mountain, Eddie.
I got a jazz record. I don't buy much jazz, but I picked up this William Parker Mayan Space Station. It's a little far out jazz, kind of to 3-piece. Someone recommended me. Fred Putterman played it one night, and I dug it, and I ordered it, but they were sold out, so I had to wait for the second pressing. So this is the second pressing. It just arrived today, so I'll need to crack the seal and give it a spin. I don't buy too much jazz, a little bit here and there, not much.
I did pick up this shit, Eddie. I forgot. Nothing mind blowing, but picked up some Buddy Rich.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
like 69. I like that era, 68, 69, 72-ish, Buddy Rich stuff. It's got that kind of rock vibe to it. But it's called The New One. That's pretty cool.
That's a groovy cover.
And I really dig. I should just do a whole stream with just soundtracks and OSTs, but I found the 2001
Okay, classic.
soundtrack. That's more like an OST. That's kind of the nerdy side of me that digs that shit. And I already have one of these, but I found another super clean one, so I picked this up. I love biker
Allen.
movie
That's great.
soundtracks.
That's some fuzz. That's some of the.
I remember
really
a
fuzz.
lot of people were looking for that for a while. It was hot for a while.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was just in the bin, like next to Liberace. I'm like, what the fuck is that doing there?
That was a thrift store record, years ago.
I think a lot of people discovered that record when didn't Mudhoney or was it or Electric Wizard? Somebody sampled that record or sampled the movie, and once they found out the title of the movie, they were looking for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I got into it. I mean, I had some garage rock friends who knew it, but Davey Allen, he had he started playing gigs again, I think in the late 90s. And it was right around, I think, like the Nuggets box set came out, and I think Theme from Wild Angels was on the CD box set, and that's kind of when I got into him. And then it was the Mudhoney split single, maybe 19, and the garage rock thing, and he was kind of in that. But I didn't know of him. I remember the biker films as a kid, but I didn't know the music, So I got a bunch of singles, reissue punk singles. I played them on my last live stream, but I got the first Metal Massacre reissue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is good because I never bought this, and it used to be like a $35 record. I'm like, that's too much to spend, and now it's like a $300 record, the original. So get that from Metal Blade. I got this is a local punk band, but it's pretty good.
Cool.
And Nick Pantazzi sent me the new Slackers record, kind of more ska, which thank you, Nick. And other than that, just singles. But I got some other stuff coming in soon.
Cool.
Here's a few of those kind of biker soundtracks I got. He retired since, but I had a guy that would make these for me bespoke. So
What's
I
that,
don't
the
think-
Devil's Angels?
yeah, Devil's Angels.
I like the artwork of those posters.
Did
man.
you, Aaron, living in New Jersey, I don't know what your TV market was, but we used to have out of New York and parts of New Jersey was the 4:30 movie. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
But we were kids, but they would do like all the Planet of the Apes one week, but like certain weeks they do all the biker films. And so you'd get like 5 biker films, or they do a different
Nice.
5. And so as a kid, 8, 9 or whatever, you'd see all the biker films. And
Yeah, we had that here in Detroit.
One
Yeah,
Glory
Glory
Stompers.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And he did a really good job with the artwork and everything. And
Yeah, those are
got
great
Glory
on 8-track,
Stompers.
huh?
And here's one you like. It's Werewolves on Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, man.
And he did such a good
That's
job
a
on
wild movie, man.
I know, it's crazy. Bunch of bikers get bit by werewolves and they all
I
turn
never
into
saw
werewolves.
that one.
Oh, it's crazy, dude.
And here's one of my favorites, Born Losers.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a big one. Yeah.
But I wish this guy didn't retire. This is probably one of the most mainstream ones ever, is CC and Company. And that's so you can see right through it. That's on a clear cart.
Joe Namath, yeah.
I got
Joe
all
Namath
those except
and
that
Margaret.
one on vinyl. I don't have that one.
Yes, Brown Dog. Yes, they would do the Godzillas for a week. They do like those horror movies, like Don't Go Down the Basement, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. It was always a theme. Yeah.
And were they hosted by a TV host or
No, they weren't hosted at all. They would just kind of be on after school, after like the sitcom reruns. It was 4:30, and you'd watch it before dinner, and like you'd see all the Planet of the Apes, and I can't remember what other ones they do, but they try to do all 5 each day, the same kind of thing.
Cool.
Maybe all haunted house movies or.
Yeah, those are the good old days, man. They don't have stuff like that anymore, you know.
No.
I think maybe I saw
I
Rock
don't
and Roll
want
High
to sound
School.
all old and cranky, but but they don't. You know, we had here in Detroit, we had a guy like the horror movies were on Saturday, probably around noon or so, you know, afternoon, and it was Sir Graves Ghastly. I don't know if you guys heard about him, right? So he'd come out and he was all decked out, looked like Dracula, you know, and then he'd go into this talking about the movie, and then you just watch the movie. But it was great.
There's a web page dedicated to those midnight horror hosts.
Yeah,
they were by region. Chicago had them, LA had them. Down here in Texas, we had a couple.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
still going around is Svengoolie.
Yeah.
Or not Svengoolie. I think he's still around, and I don't know what area of the States he's at, but I know he still has a show and still hosts horror movies.
Yeah, wasn't he like East Coast?
I believe so.
I mean, that's what Elvira started, you know, and like actually Vampira from the
Vampira,
50s,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Elvira came to our high school once back in the 80s.
Wow.
We all assembled in like the auditorium, and she comes in wearing her thing. It's such a fucking white trash fucking town, dude. Everybody at the same time, hundreds of kids just started yelling, "Boobies, boobies." she couldn't say anything. She actually turned around and fucking walked out.
She was hot, man.
I think the greatest actor in all those biker movies, who's in like a million of them, was William Smith. You know William Smith?
Maybe by face. I don't know.
He'd always played the heel. He was always the biggest jerk off that beat the shit out of everybody and raped all the chicks.
Bruce Dern was in quite a few, if I remember.
Bruce Dern was in Born Losers. He was the one in Born Losers. I think he got shot in the back or something. Maybe he's trying to escape the cops. He got shot. And then they took his body and they wouldn't bury him. They just fucked with him at the party and just sitting next to him. They put a joint in his mouth.
I ended up buying a lot of those.
What's up, Zep?
Finding a lot of those movies on DVD, you know. Once in a while you find a good site on eBay and they got all that shit, you know.
Yeah, I'd like to pick up a few of them, actually.
So what's going on, John? You busy at work?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. I got no news, you know. I can't think of anything.
Yeah. That's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You work from home, John?
No.
He's a pilot, actually. He flies.
All the time.
Stone cold sober tonight.
There you go. Like I said, it is a Wednesday, right? Yeah, so, just figure we hang out on a Wednesday for a little bit, play a little bit of psych. I know Randy, he's the psych king, you know what I mean?
What was that first record you played, Randy?
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
It was the B-side of Beat of the Earth. It was
Beat of the Earth. Is that the one that had? It sounded almost like the Doors there for a while. Like
definitely. It was definitely West Coast.
Well, you can hear the Doors, you can hear Airplane, and you can hear some Grateful Dead sound. That's just typical West Coast sound, you know.
Yeah.
You're much more jamming than the other bands had guitar parts and
the Beat of the
riffs.
Earth.
So was there a West Coast? I know there's a West Coast site, but was there an East Coast site back in the day? Or was it just West
Boston.
Coast?
Yeah, Boston had more of a folky psych scene, or at least some of the bands. Like there's, it's regional and that whole like I want to say, I mean, Randy would know more than me, but also there's a whole bunch of bands that had that Blue Cheer Hendrix sound going on in the Midwest, and
Yeah.
maybe a little more soul influenced, by the Detroit, Chicago areas.
Yeah, if you check it out by regions, man, it's killer stuff. Like Boston had like the Remains and the Bosstown Sound. I mean, so many psychedelic bands came out of Boston. It wasn't even funny. I mean, tons of them, But
definitely not my forte. I don't know that stuff. I don't like F-66, like the garage rock bands, and I don't know a ton of that either. But the psych, once acid hit, I don't know the music so much.
Yeah,
that's what I like about that Brown Acid series. That they bust out 45s from all over the place.
Yeah,
and man, it just opened up a whole new palette for music.
Hey Eddie, were you going over to Aaron's stream when he was playing those on 8-track?
No.
Oh,
I got everyone up to 13 on 8-track.
How'd you get them on 8-track? You recorded them?
The same guy that made me the biker flip.
Okay.
I'd send him a file, and I'd send him the artwork, and he'd resize all the artwork and put the flip around the back. There's a whole series up there playing all those, Eddie.
There's
Did
a
you
new
guys
one
see
coming
this
out.
record? It was Warfaring Strangers, I think it's called. It's it's all rare singles. It's not the greatest, but it's not my thing. But it's all rare singles from, let's say, 69 to 72 of all these, like, they're not quite stoner bands, and they're post hippies. It sounds more like Hendrix and heavy, and some of them are really good. But
didn't they do that? Didn't
rare singles.
what was the name of that album they put out? Was it the label with the colorful art of that? With
it's a lot.
dude
It's a
on
really
the
well done, like audiophile record. I forget the label. Dark Scorch Canticles.
Aaron, you know the record I'm talking about. It's Warfaring Strangers, and it looks like a black light poster, the cover, the artwork. I mean, that colorful.
Okay.
But it was going around huge about 3-4 years ago. I can't remember. Numero Uno, I think, put it out first, and then everybody started putting it out after that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is like a really well done. Like, it's got a. Let's see if I can show this. Is that showing? Yeah, like all just like a whole book of all these, like, not quite stoner and doom, but I'd say more like Blue Cheer sounding.
Okay,
is that
cool.
the original one they put out?
I think so. I mean,
I've never seen that, man.
I bought this in the early days I bought this probably like 10 years ago or 8 years ago.
It's
like, I mean, it looks a lot cooler than it is. It's not
right.
This isn't Black Sabbath, but they're all definitely acid guys with heavy guitars.
Wow, that's probably worth some money, dude.
I don't know, because I've seen it around, but it's worth picking up if you're into that, because you're never going to find those singles. I never heard of one band on here,
Yeah.
I picked up Eddie. You'd like to hear about this? I picked up. Well, it's on pre-order, but I picked up the new Stoner LP. Totally, It's called Totally. It's got the big pizza on the cover.
When's that coming in?
It's supposed to be like mid-May, like end of May, something like that. That's when they're saying. But that motherfucker was $40, dude.
Oof.
Hey, sometimes you got to put out to get it out,
Brant Bjork's shit is always insanely fucking expensive, man.
There's a distributor out of San Antonio, the Cosmic Peddler. Have you seen his or been to his website?
No.
He's a distributor for heavy psych sounds.
Oh,
a lot of
cool.
these cosmic music and different labels that I used to order from Germany before. Now he's distributing them. So the prices are fair, and he ships pretty quick, man. He's got decent prices, and he'll give you options on several records. Like he'll have the black version or the splatter or the half and half.
What is
it? It's called the Cosmic Peddler.
That's how my Discogs want list is. Every day it's just like nonsense because every record that's on there is from Europe.
Yeah.
You know? I'm just not gonna pay it, man. Not right now. Not unless I get a pile of them. You know?
Some
Can't
of
do
those
all those
bands
records coming out of Greece, you know. Oh.
Yeah.
And it's all the killer shit, man. You know,
some of those
so
bands are
good.
starting to get innovative, and what they're doing is they're partnering up with someone here in the States to distribute their music
Yeah.
because they're finding out that a lot of people, you know, especially from here, are not going to pay $40 for a single record just to get it shipped. So
That goes on here because we're on the Detroit's like on the border of Canada, you know, and I always see that on Discogs, you know, like USA seller. That's who I always look for first, you know,
Yeah.
USA. And then if that's not an option, I go
Germany.
to Canada.
I do Germany
some
over
of the-
Canada.
Some of the Germany sellers are cheap, man, like $7. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, Germany's the only country that still has decent postage. You know, you could get, you know, a record or 2 records or maybe 5 singles, you know, for under $10.
Yeah.
Wow.
tracked or
Yeah, tracked. Yeah. I think maybe it's €10. Actually, euros is cheaper than dollars now. But yeah, $10, I could get like a wad of singles or I think 2 albums. But
Yeah,
not
so-
every seller, but the majority of them.
But the weird thing is, you know, so I'll buy these records from USA seller, and then next thing I know, it's shipping from Canada, right? So it takes like 14 days, you know, 21 days. And I don't get that, you know, but from what I heard is there's people across the border they're friends with, and then they just,
yeah.
you know, basically give it to them and then they send it. But hey, you know, good for them. But
I think
It
that's what
sucks.
Mark Kopernicki does. He's got someone in Europe and someone in the
Yeah.
States. So if there's enough U.S. Buyers, you buy and then he'll ship it to that guy, and then he'll
yeah, but this was different. It was like I was buying from a U.S. seller, but it's shipped from Canada. You know what I mean? Which is kind of odd, but it was pissing me off because a lot of them, I'm thinking, you know, I'll get it in 4 or 5 days, and then it's like 2-3 weeks later, it's still not here. And then you look on it, it says shipped from like Quebec or something like that. I don't
Just still waiting for an LP from Sweden or something.
maybe
like
it's
that,
a
man.
Canadian seller who's selling it in dollars so he can make a little bit more money.
Yeah.
See, Old School got a record from Netherlands in 4 days. I think I got a record from Japan in 5 days. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a record from Japan in 5 days during COVID. which
Yeah,
I
they-
was, like,
Just
shocked
because they're
over,
shipped
man.
DHL.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a DHL, and I think they even gave me a text when it was coming, like on the telephone.
There you
I'm
go.
red flagged at DHL, and every time I have a package from Japan, the next day I get a call from DHL, and they're like, or an email that they need a copy of my driver's license. And I
Yeah.
asked today because I just ordered something and I got red flagged. I got a call this morning, and I told the agent, I go, "What's going on? Why am I always getting?" He goes, "You have to have your full name always on." I go, "Well, you know, it's Eduardo Perez the third. You know, what other name do you want me to give you?" You know,
Yeah.
they go, "Well, you
But see,
know."
I like that. I like that better, man, because DHL they're good on their security and shit too, man.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
no,
they're
no,
not-
and
they don't just
they'll
dump the shit over
contact
your
you.
fence, you know.
Yeah,
They'll
I just looking at
contact-
the comments. I see Italy. Old School says Italy is bad, and UK, Italy and Spain. I will not
Oh,
order
yeah.
from. You
I
know,
won't
the
buy
post
from
office will
Italy.
go on strike. You know,
Yeah.
they grade
Yeah.
like records
And
that
you're-
are just disaster will be very good. products.
And they're corrupt as hell, man.
Yeah.
The post office is corrupt. They'll steal all the shit.
Yeah, UK is bad because it's just so expensive, and they're not the best graders in the UK. You know,
I
That's
ordered
for
some
sure.
shit from Greece that showed up in about a week, believe it or not.
yeah, Greece is good. They're just expensive.
Like that Buffalo volcanic rock that came from Greece. Eddie, here's some of those 8-track.
Holy shit!
Yeah, those are the
Oh,
brown acid.
That is a killer collection, man.
Damn, dude, that's nice.
I like the carousel, man. That's killer.
Yeah, it just looks
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
And
you don't see those anymore.
it's the right kind of music for the 8-track format. You know,
It is. That's why I liked it so much. I didn't want to invest in the vinyl per se, but
Totally age appropriate.
yeah,
And
I thought it was
picked
great.
this, I picked this up at Dearborn Records, and they got, you know, like a table of 8-tracks, and they had a slew of old Beatles stuff in there, but it just looked the labels were beat up and stuff. But anyway, I found this in there. It's the Rockets, Love Transfusion. They're a Detroit band.
Oh, cool,
And
man.
this
It's sealed.
It's sealed with this RCA
With a box.
I'm gonna send you this because I paid like $2 for it. But I mean that's not the only reason. I mean I paid 20 something for it. You know?
This is
John
$500
sent me a nice little
eight-track
stack
I'm
of
sending
8 tracks.
Yeah, but I know you like 8 tracks. This is too clean, man. I'm gonna send it your way. So
Yeah, John sent me some shit recently. Some good funk in there. Parliament was in there and shit. It was really cool.
nice.
Yeah, Nick, that's just kind of the weird shit that I do. Like I said, I didn't want to invest per se in all the brown acids. And at the time, before this guy retired, he was only charging me $8 an 8-track, including all the art and the transfer and the music and everything.
Damn.
That's
So,
great, man.
It was
You-
That's a
that
brainer.
might be a side business you want to take up, Aaron.
Yeah, no shit.
I
Learn
do
how
have-
to do
I
it,
do have
man.
a good recorder. But the printing and all that he does, I don't know how to do any of that kind of
Yeah,
shit.
but you once you get your printing shop, you know, you get your measurements are all the same or whatever. You know, it just seems like that's a good side business for someone.
No, Nick, it's not garbage. He's not sending me garbage. I don't want garbage.
Hey, and Aaron, do you see what those cartridges are going for? Like the rare psych and shit on eBay. It's unbelievable.
They're going for
These
crazy
cartridges.
money. I saw somebody bought an original Bang on 8-track. You know,
Wow.
from 71.
Yeah.
You paid $100 for that fucking thing, man.
That's
No, I mean the like the bootleg type you know, that are selling on eBay, and they're new, and they're, you know, like I don't know, rare, just some rare psych and stuff. Just for example, I mean,
You mean like recent? Somebody just recently transferred it on the 8-track.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
there's
tell.
there's one guy called Dead Media Tapes. He's the guy that I never purchased any shit from because he literally wants like $40 or $50 to do it, and that's not. I'm not trying to spend that kind of insane money on fucking 8-tracks. It was cost effective. That's why I thought it was so much fun. Is because I'd be like, give me 10 of these and give me 10 of these, and he'd just hook it up. But he got out of it.
Who sells like blank 8-tracks anymore?
The guy that I used to get these from, he had a company called Emo Cow Records, and he would send me a list of the different colors he had and the different like the clear one and all, you know, the purple ones.
Eventually, those would just be 3D printed. You know, you'll be able to do them in your house.
Yeah, he was right in the beginning of looking into doing that, John.
Yeah, but I imagine if it catches on, like someone in Russia or Poland will just knock these things out and flood the market. You know, or
Yeah,
have some
you
sort
see
of
it now
price
and then.
They
I
probably
think,
have that old technology still going on with it. They just need to,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
fix the machines, oil them up, get them up and running.
and there are quite a few bands now that are actually putting their shit out on cart. Like I know Ghost had a cart, the band Ghost, and Sleep put out some of their shit on cart. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
those
it's kitschy. A lot
okay.
of people think it's just kitschy and they wouldn't consider it something playable, but I do because some of these actually sound incredible. I know there's this kind of thing that comes along with 8-tracks. You think there's a lot of hiss involved and the clarity's not there and it doesn't sound good. But I've got old shit like some James Brown 8-tracks and stuff like that, and they sound just as good as any cassette that I've ever heard. So that's kind of pretenses that I collect things on, is not just to have shit, but to have some really cool shit that sounds good at the same time, you know?
yeah, Russia.
Yeah, I haven't bought anything from Russia.
A lot of boots come from Russia. You know,
Oh yeah,
a lot of pirate records or whatever you want to call it.
for everything, DVDs, Blu-rays, you name it.
Oh yeah, Ash said Cheap Trick just released the latest album on 8-track. Yeah, it's a new thing. I mean, people are starting to get into the idea again. Like I said, you get a good, solid cart that's like a high-quality cart, like an Ampex cart, got a really good quality tape inside. It's been taken care of, kept cool, kept dry. You can, it's there. Trust me. You know, I don't always jump into listening to 8-tracks, but there's quite a few that I have that actually sound really fucking good. And they're actually enjoyable to listen to on top of it.
Right.
Like those brown acids that they all came from, they're all from digital source, but a high quality like 1080p digital source. You know what I mean? And that on like a brand new cart that's never been recorded on. You know, it's got good high quality tape in there, like a chrome tape or something like that. They sound fucking really good, man.
Yeah.
You got a good player, you got a good system, you got an EQ to tweak it. You're good to
And
go.
all those songs were just recently mastered, when they put out the comps. So it's all done. It's you're not
Right.
getting some 80s.
And remember, all the good stuff came from tape originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that.
Right.
Or they're
Yeah,
just going off the original vinyl,
Yeah. I know people that have reel to reel. They can change the speed of the reel, the speed of the tape. And a lot of these people buy these 8-tracks and they pull them out of the 8-track and actually put them on a reel to reel and listen to them.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
you
you
can
need
play them on a
different
reel to
heads.
reel.
Yeah, you'd need different heads instead. Yeah.
You just need something that plays quarter inch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all that.
Yeah, some of those good ones, they have all that stuff on them.
Huh, that's interesting. I never thought of that. You'd have to have a lot of patience, though, doing that.
Yeah, I wonder a lot of time wasted doing that shit. Actually,
Yeah.
I
Passion.
just pop them in and listen. But yes, like Randy was saying, some of them are actually worth a lot of money. And there are crazy collectors out there that want that super rare shit, and don't mind paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if that's what, especially the guy, if that's what you grew up on, and you're collecting like stuff from the late 60s, early 70s, get it,
Yeah. I like local when I dig. It's been a while since I dug for 8-tracks, but I used to dig at a local shop, and I would see. I have quite a few of them in my collection now, actually, and there'd be a rubber stamp on it of an old record shop that was in my neighborhood in like the mid 70s. It's really cool to see. Like this was purchased on September 1971, and it's like stamped on the cart. It's like
I
so
love that
fucking
stuff
cool.
on LPs. If there's like the
old rock
store and the
sets.
sticker or who owned it and what their
Yeah.
address was.
Or a radio station call
Yeah.
letters going across the front.
Not so much like the stuff from the 80s and 90s where they took the black marker,
Yeah.
wrote like WXR5.
No, the old tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rubber stamp kind of thing, Now, old school says, dealers will pay $5 and flip it for $6. I think they'd actually try to flip it for more like $7. Has anybody here gone into it with the expressed intent to buy an LP to flip for a profit?
No, I don't. I mean, I probably should have when I see deals, but
I bought some for that. Like I bought that. What the hell's the name of that psych band out of Eddie? They're down by you. What the hell's the name of that? What's that big band with the chick bass player?
That narrows it down.
They're kind of like psychedelic, progressive. They're from Houston, Texas. Oh shit! Start with an O, I think. Anyway, they had this. I think it was early COVID. They printed like 500 or 1,000 of the single they recorded, and I happened to jump on. I got it, for $12-14, whatever they're selling it for, and I just kept it sealed. And I recently just sold it for $110.
wow.
What?
So that's quick money, I mean, yeah, I love the band, but I bought 3 of their albums. All right. The first one I listened to it, and I listened to it so much that
What's the name of the band?
everything sounds the same.
He doesn't
Oh,
know.
man, I can't remember.
He wants you to answer that question.
They're huge. I have to go into the closet to find the album, but remind me about this, Eddie, and I'll find out.
Now I've had records.
They're big. They were really big. I mean, they blew up. And
What year? Like late 90s, early?
Corbin?
no, 2017, 18, 19, 20.
Corbin?
They're still. Who is it?
Corbin?
Yeah, Krungbin. Yeah.
Corbin. Yeah.
How the fuck did you know that, Eddie? Are you reading his mind?
I just did a quick band from Houston, and Corumbin popped out in
Yeah.
female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I said, it starts with an O, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I've had records. It starts with an O. Now I've had records and CDs like that ended up being rare that I didn't want anymore. That I would flip for a little bit of money. Was able to turn shit over, but never with the express intent to pick up something.
Yeah, I don't
profit.
do it much. But if you watch, you know, if you like an album and it hasn't been reissued and it comes out on reissue finally, that's when you buy some of that stuff up, because it takes a long time for somebody to get a license to do it again, you know, and they usually jump up like that. What was that album I sent you, Aaron?
Well, you sent me a couple. What, Frigate?
Yeah, Frigate. That one, I think the originals are like worth a ton of money, but that reissue, look at the price of that now. Remember that?
Are you talking about the Detroit band?
Frigate Pink.
No.
Oh, Frigate. I was thinking Frigid. Yeah, Frigid Pink is what.
Yeah, this is
okay. Oh, I don't know that.
Frigate.
It looks like a German cover.
Yeah, I've got that one. I bought it off because Randy played it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. What was the other one I was thinking of? Oh, remember that Stony and the Jagged Edge I used to play all the time, Aaron?
Yeah.
Stone.
That's the one Eddie was talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I heard Frigate.
That's the best one there too.
I like
it. Is good.
Hey, Aaron, you remember that Stony and the Jagged Edge I used to play, that Detroit psych, that hard, heavy? Anyway, when that came out, I bought about 5 copies and I sent it out to VCLT to, I can't remember. I think I gave one to Richie. I don't know everybody I sent it to, but anyway, look at that thing on Discogs right now. You can't buy a copy for less than $120. You know?
Shit.
Never, first time out. It's never been reissued. But they had them in the store where I was at, you know, because it's a Detroit, one of my favorite record stores in Southfield, Michigan. They have the Detroit section, and they get all the new stuff in, you know, and put it in there. And I bought a copy and I took it home, and I'm like, holy shit. So when I ran back the next time, I bought, you know, whatever they had left.
Detroit's got a big techno scene, right?
Yeah.
That's huge over there. I know some guys that were DJs that specifically moved over there because of the scene.
Yeah, Stunny
and stuff.
Stunny was he said there's a record store here. I don't know. I've never heard of it, but it's basically all techno dance type stuff. Yeah. And he says, yeah, go in there and ask them if they know. He gave me his name, and I've never been there, but he said they're legends, you know.
Yeah, I see Ash. You found another Tank. Like I used to find Tank was nobody knew Tank when I was collecting them, and they were like $3, $5 records. And I remember having doubles and triples. I might still have doubles of just about all their records, but I was giving them to friends. Like, you got to hear Tank. What a great like early '80s metal band. And I would give them like I might have had 4 copies of Filth Hounds, maybe 3 copies of the second album. You know, I think I still have doubles, not in great shape, but I'd give them out to friends, and now those are, you know, everyone loves Tank. They're like $50 records or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy what's hidden, you know? What's hidden out there.
It's also insane, like the shit that we would pay even 5 years ago, $10, $15 for it. It's going for $60, $70, $80 now.
Yeah.
It kind of blows my mind. Makes me want to look back at my shit to see actually what I got. Some of the stuff I hear is just insane, but
yeah, I mean,
7,
8 years ago, you could buy, you know, classic psych records for $25 a piece. Now they're over $100 for the same record, you know, like Ultimate Spinach and shit like that, you know?
Yeah. Great LP, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't have your collection on Discogs, Aaron?
No, it's a little bit tedious for me to be spending that much time doing that. Actually, I wouldn't mind, but
I put stuff I get nowadays. I put on as I get it.
Yeah,
jeez,
that's
what
there's
the
so
only
much
thing I have on
to
there is
log
my
in.
reggae singles, because I was getting them and putting them in and writing the names and shit. But it would take me forever, especially going through 45s, figuring out what version they are. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like what variant it is, what press it is.
And
you
your
know,
eyes
that's,
hurt after looking at the dead wax after the first 15, you know?
Yeah. I still don't really have any kind of categorization as far as my shit goes. I got new shit separated from old shit, but still I could just blindly go pick anything, you know, that I was looking for. It's just
You know
kind of
where
there.
it's at.
Not
Yeah.
alphabetical at all. It's like,
You kind of know where it's at. Yeah, for sure.
it's just they've been there for so long in that position that you just keep adding to, and you always remember like the foundation of what you got.
That's like what cracks me up about Richie's. You ever see the shelves he's got behind him? None of it's in order, alphabetical. I think he recently has been working on it, but yeah,
All those years he had it out of order. It looked like they were in order.
He definitely was out of order. In the
Yeah.
beginning, yeah.
yeah,
I guess you kind of remember where you put things because it's your collection. But
yeah.
I mean, I have trouble finding things that I'm looking for because did I put that under punk or is it
I
rock
know.
or
Mm.
Yeah.
especially 45s? I can't find them. We're missing. I got what am I looking for? Johnny the
I
Self
put my
Abusers.
stuff on Discogs, and I just maintained it. As soon as I get something, or I order something, I'll just keep it on there, and you just
Yeah.
that way I can keep track of what I've got. Because sometimes I'll go to a record store. It's happened, and if I don't get internet, I'll buy it, and then I get home. Oh shit, I have it, but a different press.
Yeah.
I used to do that, Eddie. I
Wow.
would call my wife up at the record store. I'm like especially with the comps, like, oh, Nuggets, do we have number 7? This cover doesn't look familiar. And she'd have to go down and check, like, oh no, we have 7, or like.
Yeah.
So do you guys have no problem with like mixing new vinyl with old vinyl?
No.
I mean, just age wise, not you know what I mean.
My collection's broken down into rock, and that encompasses electronic. It encompasses, punk, prog, metal, rock, classic rock. It's rock, and it's jazz, which is jazz, soul, and funk, and then soundtracks. That's it.
Okay,
Hey,
interesting.
I'm old. I'm getting old, so I want all my punk together. I want my 80s garage revival together. I want my power pop together and stuff like that. But other than that, like all the psych, all my garage, 60s, 70s rock, it's all from A to Z. The rest of it, I just haven't separated. I'd love to take my garage and put that all in one area, all my world type psych and
I
stuff
have
like
my
that.
garage, and it's not huge, but it's like a bit of records, and it's like 60s. It says like garage mod, but it's basically 66 and earlier, And then if something like something that came out in 68 or 69 would be with just the regular rock stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah, old school. I got tons of 90s stuff. Tons. Yeah, I could do a whole thing on just 90s shit, man. Probably a few sessions at least for 90s stuff.
Yeah, I like it divided up by genre because that's how my brain thinks. Like if I'm in a blues mood, I don't want to have to look alphabetically for what artists. I'll just flip through and these are all blues records. Or punk is all punk, new wave, post-punk together, like Psychedelic Furs and the Devo. And then I got a little pub rock, glam rock separate. And then everything else just goes into rock, which could be like Lime Spiders to Funkadelic to, I don't know, two-tone stuff. So it's like basically everything else is just rock.
Right. Maybe I'll change it up someday. I don't know. Have to be really fucking bored.
Of course, heavy metal's all separate. That's my
Right.
big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird setup I got. Something about me, I don't want to mix brand new shit, sealed records.
Keep the reissues separate than the originals. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good show tonight. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Randy, and seems like a good time to probably head out and.
Yeah, it sounded good. Sounded good tonight, boys. I like the album sides.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know, we've got another Hydra session, Hydra 6, coming up this Saturday, and it's going to be all instrumental.
Oh wow!
So every one of us has got an instrumental set up. I don't know exactly what genre these guys are going for. If they want to give you a teaser, they can. But mine is all over the place. It's instrumental, but it's not one exact genre. It jumps around. So
Yeah, mine's a little all over the place, but I have a lot of instrumental, like the 1950s instrumental, like Link Ray, and a lot of like the oddball 50s, and then a little bit of surf. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to stick, I think it's all going to be 70s and 80s, almost like head music. Like,
And I think Randy's actually going to do. Didn't you say you're going to do some surf?
Yeah, I'm gonna do all surf instrumentals. So
cool. Then
You
I
got
don't,
it, Nick.
I don't think any of us are going to overlap. I don't think.
No, which is good. Which is good. We typically don't.
A good mix
Yeah,
as always.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. Nick and Miss You and Old School and Ash, and thanks for coming by, Randy, and helping me out. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming up, Eddie.
you.
I appreciate you hanging out, Eddie. I'm thinking maybe if Eddie gets his shit together tech wise, maybe we get Eddie to do a
Oh,
Cerberus or something.
absolutely. Eddie's got a lot of gems in that
I
collection.
started, man. I got an RCA connect with the other day. I'm gonna play
If you
around
need-
with it. Just
If you
connect
need any help, Eddie,
my
if you need any help with any of the tech, Eddie, let me know. We all know how to do it now, so any of us would be glad to help you out.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, so
just
Well-
buy a cheap mixer, man, on Amazon.
We could talk after if you want to say goodbye.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to hang out for a second backstage, Eddie, hold on a
Okay.
sec.
Cool.
So yeah, so we'll see you guys on Saturday for Hydra 6. Can you believe it? We're getting at 6 already, man. Considering we're doing one a month, that's a pretty good fucking deal, man. But yeah, we'll see you next Saturday. It's already up here now, so if you want to hit that little reminder bell, it's going to let you know when we come up on Saturday. And we're going to have 3 killer fucking sets of instrumental for you. We're all over the place as usual, but the vibe remains. So having said that, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you on the next one on Saturday. Don't miss it. It's going to be kick-ass. It's going to be around 9 o'clock Eastern time on this coming Saturday. So be there. Bring something to smoke, something to drink, something to chew on. You have a great fucking time. Guaranteed. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next